Overpricing doesn't just slow a sale, it quietly changes how buyers perceive your home. Most homeowners believe they can start high and adjust their price later. That belief made sense when the market was strong, when buyers had few choices, and when momentum carried listings forward. But that assumption is shaking out, not because you're wrong, but because the buyer behavior beneath it has changed. Here's the part most home sellers underestimate. They think if they price it too high and there's no action, they can just lower the price later. What they miss is that while the home is sitting on the market, buyers are forming a story about it. And that story isn't neutral, it's usually negative. In a slow market, buyers don't come and negotiate with you first. They decide whether or not to even consider your home based on the online listing and the asking price. They aren't emotionally attached yet. They're watching, comparing, and eliminating options. The price isn't just a number, it's a signal to the buyers. It tells the buyers whether you're serious about selling or you're just out there testing the market, whether the home is realistically positioned and worth pursuing, and whether it deserves a showing or deserves to be skipped over. The real problem is once a home gets filtered out of a buyer's list, it's very rare for it to come back onto that list. And not because buyers are stubborn, but because in a slow market, there's new options coming on the market every week. But here's the interesting part. Even in slow markets, some homes still sell in the first week with multiple buyers. That only happens when buyers look at a home and think, this is the one. A lot of people think a price reduction is going to somehow reset the momentum. Honestly, they don't. From a buyer's perspective, a price reduction typically signals they were right in the first place. The original price was off, other buyers weren't interested, and waiting even longer might work in their favor. So instead of creating more urgency, the home actually just continues losing momentum. Instead of attracting confident buyers, it attracts really cautious ones. And this is how we see good quality homes slowly drift into weaker and weaker negotiating positions. Not all by once, but week by week. Nothing dramatic happens. It's just less confidence, less urgency, and less leverage for you. What most sellers fail to realize is this shift doesn't show up in obvious ways like negative feedback or lowball offers. It just shows up in the tone of the inquiries, that subtle hesitation, and the kinds of repetitive conversations that never turn into offers. Unfortunately, by the time this really feels real, the market's usually already made up its mind about your house. So, if specific timing for you matters when it comes to selling your home, this really is important. But if it doesn't really matter when you sell your home or even if you sell it this year, then this information isn't as critical for you. If you tried to sell your home last year or even the year before and it didn't work out, or you're thinking about bringing your home to the market this year and you want it done right the first time, I'm always open to a conversation.